at 1752 Hanfield Street in Northside, Cincinnati, Ohio, doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the purchase of a home. We're looking for any structural issues, root intrusion, anything that may be of concern to the buyer. You see here is the clean out we're going through. It's a stack in the back corner. You see there's the back door. And should be able to push all the way out to the street. The stack is PVC, but I expect it to go into clay as soon as we get through the floor, just based off of the age of the home, and that's exactly what we're doing. It goes right into clay. A decent sized belly here, just underneath the floor. So I may end up having to put a standoff on this to be able to go through just because of that. I think I'm just going to go ahead and do that now. I'm going to put a standoff on the camera so it raises it up a little bit. It's not uncommon to find bellies lines, especially something this age on the inside where it's sunk a little bit. And as long as you don't use anything you're not supposed to, as far as anything besides toilet paper, and you never want to use wet wipes. But as long as the water is being held there and it can overtake that belly, it's usually doesn't cause any kind of an issue or anything. But again, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to get a standoff, and that way we can raise the camera lens up a little bit off the bottom of the pipe. Okay, got a standoff on the front. I'm going to try to see how far we can get with this. A little bit bigger than the pipe, but hopefully it'll should flex and go through here. This may hold the camera up higher, but I'll have to see if we can even get past this point that we were last time, because I believe that we are hitting a clog of some sort. Okay, well, it looks like the line has been cut. There's voids and concrete patches, but I can't see what I'm up against here. But I'm only out 13 feet and I'm up against something. So either the line is clogged or it's broke. I mean, the fact that I'm underwater here, looks like there's a turn there, and I'm not really sure if they've got this maybe going through So what I'm going to do, because it looks like it's Ying in right here, and then there's something blocking the line. Could be this abandoned line that's been poked through it, but I can't get past this point. I'm going to actually pause the video now. We're going to locate it, and going to recommend at least a cleaning to be able to open this up so that hopefully you can have it inspected, because I'm only in probably 10 feet from the base of the stack. So I'm going to pause the video and get a locate. Okay. It was going straight over from the clean out, going over into underneath that stationary tub, concrete stationary tub. And there's a piece of pipe that was just stuck through into the line, I believe. I think that may be why we're getting blocked. We're going to see if we can get by that now and see if that was the culprit. And it was. So for some reason they just had a piece of PEX and a small piece of PVC that was stuck down into the pipe, and it was blocking the camera from getting through at least. And so I can continue the inspection. I do have the transmitter still on. We're just hoping that we can continue to see. Let's turn that off. Hoping that we can get out far enough to be able to inspect the line. And then as we pull back, we should be able to see better than as we push out. And I believe that some of this buildup could possibly be from that catching stuff. I mean, the line is flat, and so I'm going through this pretty quick, and we should be able to take a better look at it on the way back. And it is clay line. Looks like we're going to switch over into PVC here, and that there is a connection or a clean out right here, about 51 feet. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to so there's a little separation, probably a fern coat or something right there. Right there where it looks like there's a clean out installed. And it chokes down, which is not a great idea here. So I'm going to pause the video again. I'm going to locate this because it looks like there's a clean out installed, but I didn't see one up there. This may just be a floor drain, but we're going to try to find out what that is. Okay, so this is a clean out. I was able to open it. It is a lot smaller clean out, so I'm going to have to pull back through, and then I don't know why they put, I mean, it almost looks like a 2-inch clean out, the whole pipe, and so it's kind of catching the camera there. You can see how far it chokes down, and it may be a reason why you have some of this buildup. I don't know what all went down the drains, but it very well could be that that's why this thing's holding some water. It didn't look bad structurally on the way out, but we're going to pull back. I'm going to remove the standoff, and then we're going to go down through that clean out to get the rest of the pipe inspected. There's a T in there from that stack. And so there's not much of an issue there. There's just a lot of buildup in here. You can see that a lot of that usually comes from the floor drains due to just having a stone foundation, and then any of the water that comes through here, or if they tried to clean up down here, they just washed it all down the floor drain. And so now you can see that the water has mostly escaped, but a jetting or maybe even a blow bag would take care of this, like a hose with a blow bag on the end that would flush all this material out. But about the first 50 feet, I believe, would need to be flushed out to get rid of all the material that's left over from that's gotten in from the foundation and from the floor drains, just the water, the groundwater pushing it all in. I think it would be a good idea to have this flushed out. I mean, sometimes regular use will get rid of this. Just regular use from the running some laundry and all the other stuff might help flush it out, but I think it needs a good flushing with either at least something higher pressure than just the fixtures to be able to get rid of all that debris, just to try to keep it from building up. Structurally, the line looks great. It's just full of debris, and we had, as you can see, I pulled all the way out, and then we had the that piece I'm going to leave out because they just basically had a bottle underneath the drain for this stationary tub. I'll show you actually what it is. You can see this over here just sitting out. That went down through the floor, and that's what was stopping my camera because it was just stuck down into the sanitary line. That should be either plugged, or at least there should be some form of a trap on it, because there will be some stink that we'll be able to get out from that. And so you want to try to, keep the stink from getting out. So normally that would be trapped with some water in it to prevent the fumes from getting back out. So I'm going to pause the video, I'm going to remove the standoff, and then I'm going to make a move to the clean out in the front of the basement. Alright, so now we're in the front. I believe this clean out is too small for this pipe, but see, actually there is still some water draining. So we're going to go from here out to the main, hopefully. Looks like we're making a right-hand turn, kind of zigzagging through the foundation. This may have been a replaced whole house trap. Kind of looks like that's what it would have been. The way it went down and jogged, they probably replaced the whole house trap because there would have been one installed based off of the... Oh, well, looks like there is one anyway. So, I'm going to have to locate this and then see if there's any access. The good news is with it being outside, most likely, that this trap probably isn't accessible, but it may be right at the line where the municipality or the sewer department we take over responsibility. So we're going to pause the video. We're going to go locate this and then see if we can get access. If we can't, we'll at least locate it so that somebody could uncover it if necessary, and also try to see where the demarcation line is between private and public. Okay, so there is an actual outside clean out for the whole house trap. It's under the deck, and the deck has lattice and they've made no access. You can see the clean out sticking up a couple feet above the surface. So it would be accessible, except that they didn't make any kind of door or anything in the lattice to be able to get to it. So obviously I'm not going to tear the lattice off the deck to be able to get in there to get to it. But we did inspect up to that point, and it is pretty close to being at the sidewalk. It may, the trap would definitely still be, the property of the homeowner to repair if it had any issues. But I would need to get an angle on where that you can see that the pipe coming from above on the top of the screen. That is that white PVC clean out that somebody's added under the deck. So could either have someone remove that or put in an access door underneath that deck to be able to get access to that and be able to inspect the last, maybe 5 feet before the municipality takes over, but it is probably 20 feet to the main. But the line between, the good news is from the back clean out all the way to here and past is good. Like, this is an offset, but this is dropped downstream, and so there's no real functionality issue. Well, I will mark it on the report that there is, it looks like it should still function here at 11 to 12 feet, but I will, from the front floor clean out, or from the floor clean out is the way I'll put it. So it is at least dropping downstream, but it is cracked and broken. So you're going to want to have a licensed plumber evaluate this to see if they think that needs to be repaired, because that would be under the deck, probably right at the foundation. or just past it. So the interior line was good structurally. It just needs to be flushed, and then you have a whole house trap under the deck that does have clean out access, but we can't get to the clean out because the lattice, there's no accessibility to get under the deck. And then you have slight separation between 11 and 12 foot with a crack in the edge of a connection. It does seem like the lower end is the downstream, but I'm going to recommend that a licensed plumber evaluate that for their opinion on repair, or get a quote for their repair. So yeah, basically I'm recommending that you have a licensed plumber take a look at that area and flush out the interior line with a jet, or even a blow bag I think would help. Just, it's a lot of dirt and debris from the floor drains, from the foundation, from water getting into the foundation and rushing, dirt and stuff into those floor drains, and that's most of the buildup on the interior line. So, but structurally, the interior line looks good, except for right when the only bad spot was that spot where it exited the house, and we do have that offset and cracked piece of pipe. So that'll end the inspection at 1752 Hanfield Street in Northside, Cincinnati, Ohio.